Hello, brother.
Yo, dude, how you doing?
Good, man. It's good to be home. How you doing?
I'm great. Here, let me send you this game.
Oh, yes, of course.
Rather splendid. Cromwell is ready.
Hey, Al, brother. How you doing?
Good, man. How are you?
Yeah, man. I'm stoked. Happy to be here. I do have work in an hour and a half, so I might not be able to play games with you guys today, but I'll definitely be on tomorrow.
Rude.
I know I'm very rude. I apologize.
Dude, don't.
It's just good to hear your voice.
Yeah, it's good. It's good to have you back.
Yeah, I'll be on to chat. Like, it's gonna be a quiet shift to be on to chat like all day, and watch your games and stuff and interact with you. So don't worry.
Nice.
Sharky, just I know I do this fucking every time. It's documents. Then is it my games?
Yeah,
Yeah. Company Heroes 3.
And then playback.
Playback. Yeah. I'm on it. I'm all over it.
You've got it, dude. You've got it.
Versus. Okay, cool. And now I'm launching. We're doing it. We're fucking doing it.
Oh, and we're live already. So
we're fudging.
We're live. We're live
on the Twitch.
Yeah.
I'll be far more behaved now that I know that. Apologies.
All right.
I'm just being a voyeur. I'm gonna mute myself here.
Liberator says, "Are you live on YouTube yet?" I think so. When I checked, it was live on YouTube. But let me get in here. I have this loaded up at the 2-second mark. Let me check to make sure that YouTube is also working.
Sure.
This Liberator, is that the aircraft?
Oh, it's set to private because I'm dumb.
No, we're just human beings.
But how do I? Edit stream. There we go. Visibility. Public. There we go. Company of Heroes 3. Thumbnail. Do I want to upload a thumbnail? Probably.
Of course you do.
I guess. There we go. File's too big. Cool.
Nice. Oh man, we need to pre-make thumbnails for these, I guess, in preparation.
And I guess that I'll throw this in Company of Heroes cast. Dude, Liberator, were you the one who saved me when I uploaded a video without a title not too long ago?
I didn't realize you could do that.
Yeah.
I'm ready, by the way. Just let me know whenever.
Okay. Yeah, let me make sure I've got the rest of this set up. Because I thought I did this, and then I didn't. All right. We should be live on YouTube. This public.
Yay.
All right. Sweet. This dude, my man. That wasn't you. Okay. Well, you get credit either way. All right.
Good job, Liberator guy,
hey,
whoever you are.
Alan, are you doing this or are you playing Warzone?
I'm sitting here. I can give my 2 cents.
Yeah, feel free to chime in. You probably need the replay. Or maybe
I'm watching on Twitch.
Okay, you're just going to be behind, but you can. That's cool. Let's swap this over.
Used to that.
And I got the right people and countries in the right place. Hell yeah. Okay.
Hell yeah.
All right. YouTube is live now. Sweet. All right. So, quick intro. Obviously, it's my first time streaming on YouTube, and I didn't have it set up right. But the whole point of this is people send me replays on a regular basis. I get a lot of them. I do have a family and a job, so I don't get to post as many casts as I want. And with ORCHID Spider coming out in a couple of days, I'm just clearing the backlog. So we're going to cast every game that's been sent to me and a couple that haven't. And we'll do it until I die or fall asleep. And then that'll be it. And then ORCHID Spider comes out Tuesday. So hope everyone enjoys. Feel free to join in the chat. And if you want to jump in as a co-caster for one of the games, let me know. Otherwise, for this first one, I'm leaning on my boy, the rather splendid Cromwell, and then Gray Fox, who may or may not deign to provide us with feedback. Jamie, you got anything at the start?
Yeah, just happy to be here. Obviously, I've been a little bit gone for a while, but I'm stoked to be back. I've been playing a lot of companies since I've been back. And yeah, I'm just happy to witness the game in its perfection.
Yeah, you came back at the right time, man, because the patch right before Thanksgiving, my family is going to be real disappointed. I'm not going to spend any time with them.
Nice.
Yeah.
So based. I love it.
Okay, I'm at 2 seconds. Are you at... All right, sweet. So I'm going to unpause in 3, 2, 1. Unpause. I'm at 4, 5,
Perfect.
6. Yep. All right, so over here in red...
We're professionals.
Yeah, we're so professional. Harvard University, right? Playing Wehrmacht. He's from South Korea. He's ranked pretty high. These guys are both like 1600 ELO, I think, so top 50. He's going double pioneer into infantry company. The map here is Twin Beaches, so super high resource map. Oh, people probably want to be able to see what JB Quib is doing. He's up here on the east side of the screen in blue, playing the Brits, immediately going Gurkhas. Double sappers into section command post. Jamie, why would you lock in Gurkhas this quick?
You know, I heard that Indian's really big right now. I don't know why. I don't know if it's the Gurkhas, if it's just the Gurkhas, or if it's the manpower cheats, or if it's pillage. I'm not sure. But I heard they're really big over like the last week or so. But yeah, well, we'll see what they do. I imagine it's going to be something to do with maybe the heavy mortar. I don't know.
It is a good battle group. And actually, red turned me on to, because I think people choose Valor as one of the bonuses kind of by default, because like, oh yeah, my infantry get better as they lose models. But you don't get as much value out of that as you think, because a lot of times when you start to lose models significantly, you just retreat. So his big thing is go Warcry. You get to Gurkhas 1 CP sooner, and the actual Warcry ability, especially when you stack it with the IO Gurkhali, is just disgusting. And it is a fact. But I think the manpower hacks help. I think the heavy mortar helps. And here we go. First engagement. 6 grenadiers trying to squeeze in behind a single sandbag. And so the Brit rifles blink away. Yeah.
I think it doesn't hurt that when you get that heavy mortar out, which is like one of the most devastating indirect fire weapons in the game. You get the CW truck with it, so you get your forward heals out quick too.
I'm not sure. I have a weird feeling we might not see it. I don't know. Because I haven't seen a pulsed in a long time, and I feel like in a 1v1 map you don't see the more med truck that much, you know. So I'm not really sure what's going to happen. I definitely think we're going to see Gurkhas with Brens, though.
Yeah. I mean, but the thing is that the Gurkhas with Brens are good, but the infantry sections with the training and the Brens are also really good. So we got 2 simultaneous engagements here. Yeah, sappers win that one. And then this fight over the fuel, and these grenadiers just standing on top of it. Pioneers in the back are super low health. I'm a little confused by this engagement and kind of the feeling of it. Harvard University, he's just going double Gren straight into Panzer Grenadier at headquarters, or Panzer Grenadier Company.
I think we're going to see... I think we're going to see a lot of Panzer Grenadiers. I've seen that a lot recently, like sometimes like 3, 4 Panzer Grenadiers, like Wehrmacht Panzer Grenadiers.
They're so strong, and even on a map like this where you would think like, oh, look at all this open ground.
Yeah.
They have this ability to just cross open terrain relatively easily, not take a lot of damage, and then once they're in your face, it's over.
Yeah, they're kind of Terminators.
Yeah. So Harvard University does a great job protecting his cutoff there. Yeah, plus you get the Stummel from the same building, right, which is a great counter to Allied infantry spam.
Yeah, we're seeing our first Panzer Grenadier being built.
Yep. Vickers on the other side, he's just
smart.
Yeah, he's just got to micro it effectively. Actually, both players being very polite, like they're not even contesting these munitions points on the south end.
No, you have it. No, I insist you have it.
Yeah. Well, they both prioritize healing. Oh, wow. He just pulled... So he got rid of a Grenadier squad going for... That's a lot of manpower, but I think he's just playing for the late game now. And look at this. Pioneers with the flamethrower to abuse cover. Now, this little blob is going to run into the Vickers and immediately have to go home.
Oh, come on, Vickers, come on. Yes, we got a little bit of suppression, baby. Let's go.
How are the rest of the infantry not suppressed? If that was an MG42, they'd all be crawling around the second they heard it.
Yeah.
Oh.
That was actually a good performance by the Vickers, believe it or not.
The fact that they can just run around, I'm not a big fan.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan either, but this is the scenario we live in. This is the reality.
Yeah.
Oh, we got some suppression though on the vet one.
Yeah.
Oh, is he bought the veterancy? Of course.
Yeah, he just bought the veterancy, and he's buying healing back in HQ as well. Now he's using his grins on the flank to cap the fuel, which I think is smart. And look at these P-grins are really hurt, but haven't actually dropped any models.
Oh, here comes the. Is it too late?
Oh, the bundle just a little early. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. That was beautiful. Well done. I had a feeling he was going to do that.
That's the other thing with the P-grins is when you get the officers' quarters, then you really just abuse their vet 1 ability and they just shred people.
Press V to win.
Yeah, yep, V for victory, baby.
So he's got British man. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that name. JB Quib.
JB
Quib. Yeah, we'll go with JB Quib. He's got like 400 manpower. Is he saving up for the heavy mortar? Is that what's happening?
Yeah, he must be, because he unlocked it, and I can't think of anything else that he would do. He has the platoon command post out as well, so he can turn. Oh, he's going for a Humber.
He's got a Humber come.
The Humber is super strong.
Yeah.
I played a game last night, and the guy Oliver played Australian Defense, and he over-repaired 2 Humbers. So they just straight up ignored the first AT gun or Panzerfaust shot. It was mind-blowing.
Oliver does that all the time. I actually killed both of his Humbars with 1 big mine, with 1 Teller mine.
That must have felt so good.
Yeah, I'll never let... If you're out there, Oliver, I got you, buddy.
Well, he rolled me last night. He did a pretty good job. So
yeah, he rolled me too. I still got those Humbers, and that's what's important.
Now, this feels wasteful. Look at Harvard. He's getting a second Gren out again.
Maybe he wants the Faust for the Humber. Has he seen the Humber?
No, he's changed it for another
P-Gran. Okay, maybe it was a misclick. Maybe it was a misclick. But those 3 P-Grans are just gonna. Not bleed, but maybe bruise against this Humber. That's my new term for when you take a bunch of damage but don't actually die.
Yeah, I was supposed to bleed. Yeah, no, yeah. The trauma. We've got a little idle units middle.
That's his answer, right? So he dropped the LG40 into base, and he's going to use his Grens to pick it up.
Nice.
I don't know. Really, LG40 over Pack 40? What do you think, man?
I mean, he's built the building. I would just get the Pack 40. Like, it's just better. And I hate how you can't backpedal the LG. You know, like you just end up
retreat it. Yeah,
you just retreat. You're like, ah, oh, but yeah, I don't know.
I mean, the retreat function is useful for keeping it alive when it's out of position.
Yeah.
And I know it has the HE rounds. P-Gran's forced to sap herself, but JB Quib is actually capped very far up, and he's got a huge. He had almost plus 40 fuel income there for a minute. This is dangerous, giving the Brits this much fuel income early, because this Humber is going to turn into a Grant in about 4 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure about this. Also, I think instead of spending all those munitions calling in that LG, he could have been building a med bunker with the... That would really help him with his manpower bleed for his P-Grens to help him stay in the game. Nice poke from the Humbar to block out the LG. Very cool.
Nice. I totally agree with you. However, he already invested into the headquarters healing. So my guess is that he's not going to double invest. See, look at these P-Grens. Like, they're supposed to be slowed down, getting hit by Brens and a flamethrower, and they're just chilling. LG40 takes a big chunk out of the Humber.
They covered open ground with their Vet 1 ability activated.
And they're only going to lose... they lose the second model there, but like, that infantry section was playing it right? In cover, engaging at range. And they're just going to lose that whole engagement.
Sad.
Yeah. Now, he's upgraded Valor, right? He's getting his company command post out. He only has 3 infantry squads on the field. Infantry sections, I should say. Along with his sappers. Oh, good mine. It only kills 1 P-Gran.
Tragedy.
Yeah, the one guy who wasn't invincible is lying here. Yeah, I hope that there's some sort of shift to the Piagran meta in Orchid Spider.
Me too.
Obviously, they haven't talked about the multiplayer balance just yet.
Yeah, I got a bit of a wrist slap from John the other day because I said they should have called the deep dive a shallow dive because there's not much information in it.
Wait, was he upset with you?
Oh, well, he was just like, this is the way we word it. We've always worded it this way. And I was like, yeah. Come on, man. Deep dive, really? Show me 3 features of 28 minutes.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's 28 minutes. How many people watch a 28-minute video? Says the guy who posts hour-long videos on a weekly basis. Gurkha's hit the field here. I like this flank here with the Bren section to get around the cover, but 2 more Piagran squad show up. They just need to get out, man.
Yeah.
The Piagrans are in cover. The Vickers isn't going to do anything.
Bullets are just bouncing off him.
Yeah. Humber on the cutoff. The downside here is Harvard can see this, and the LG40 is going to set up. But the Humber backs out just in time.
Is he dropping another one?
Yeah, he is. Yeah, another one coming in spawn. Which, like, if you're going to go for the LG40s, you probably need 2.
Yeah. I feel like...
Go ahead.
I don't know. I feel like this Hummer's not going to be around soon. And then it's going to be a bigger tank with more armor that the LGs aren't going to be able to kind of cope with properly.
Yeah, and the Luftwaffe battle group doesn't get the... it doesn't get, like, the Panther. It doesn't get the Tiger, right? So the heaviest anti-armor he's going to have is a P4 supported by LG40s. Look at these. Look at that. No damage whatsoever. Like, no manpower damage. I think that's got to be the most frustrating thing about playing as Panzer Grenadiers. Playing against them, because when I use Panzer Grenadiers, they are made of paper. So probably a skill issue.
Oh, really low health on these.
Doing it wrong.
I'm hoping these sections get. Nah.
Yeah.
Snipe 'em on retreat.
Oh wait, the Bren's coming in. That's it.
Oh yeah, that's gotta be it. The Gurkhas with the Bren. Oof. Is that the first wipe? I think that's the first wipe of the game we've seen.
Yes.
Nice Vickers placement here.
Come on, Gurkhas.
Grenades. Oh yeah, do the grenades as they approach.
No. Oh wait. Oh shit.
Oh, that's gross.
That was really good.
Yeah, that was really smart. Because if they'd retreated, they'd been annihilated.
Yeah.
And now Harvard University going for Stas trooping, so adding insult to injury.
Oh my god.
I think the Stas will actually do fairly well at countering the ranged Brit infantry as well.
How close are we to manpower cheats?
4v, so 3 more command points if he needs it, if he wants it. Now, yeah, a Humber, I don't know, a second, like, obviously now's not the time. He's got enough fuel for a Matilda. A second Humber, maybe earlier on, would have been good at maintaining this map control. Oh, yeah. Stas trooping show up, just casually blast some sappers with a, you know, LMG.
I do love Stas.
Is that a Grant he's building?
I don't see a Grant yet. I've got a P4 for Harvard University. He's teching Grant.
Oh, he's teching Grant.
So he's gonna skip straight to Grant Tech. I really like that. And he's actually, JB Quib is up pretty significantly on VPs. Harvard's down to 270. Oh, first LG40 shot comes in. Humber backs up, and there are 2 of them there.
These sappers are doing so well. I'm so proud of them.
Yeah, they really held it. And he hasn't done the infantry training, right? You could tell because that one sapper squad would at least be Vet 1.
Yeah.
And I don't think you can give that up, right? When you're playing so heavily infantry on infantry, that received accuracy and cooldown modifier that you get from the infantry training goes a long way.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, Gurkha's so pretty. That's good. P4 is missing all the shots. I'd like to see it.
Here we go. Nice 6-pounder shot in the back. I gotta rotate this. The P4 backs up. Especially with the sections there, he doesn't know if JB hasn't used any grenades, but he could have teched it And you really don't.
Yeah.
Oh, the bundle grenade coming in on the Bren section. Wow, so much damage. I love the placement on these grenades.
Oh no! Oh, sorry, so many nades. I'm like so panicked. Nade on the
sappers.
As well that they get out, yeah.
Yeah. But now we're getting the tier 4 officers' quarters as well.
These LGs have missed a few shots on this Humber. I think it's actually quite lucky to be alive.
Yeah, I think, but it's at max range, and the Humber is relatively small target size, and he's refitting it now.
Yeah.
Smart.
Smart move. Don't even need to repair it. Oh, Vickers
No.
doing a nice job on the LGs.
Yeah, the flare on the Humber, if used appropriately, right, to like increase the damage. Oh my gosh, Panzer Grenadiers on the flank of the Vickers, it's going to try to get out of there. Yeah.
Yeah. I was worried about bundle there, but no dice.
Yeah, I think the machine gun saw it in time.
Oh, infiltrating. Yes, good job.
Nice. Yep, there we go. We called it.
And the Grant's here as well. Oh, the P4 monster shot on the section south side. Oof.
Oh, fortunately that next one whiffs. Otherwise, that could have been really painful.
Catastrophic.
Yeah. Grant hits the field, and it is. It's looking for the P4, but instead finds Panzer Grenadiers. It just bruises them up pretty good, and now it's going looking for this P4 who's facing the right way. Says hello with a 75 mil round. This is where you wish you had the armored vehicle training. Pop that Grant Vet 1. The Panzer IV has that option, right? Because it slows the vehicle down but increases the rate of fire. And wow,
the LG's rocking up. Oh.
Yeah. Oh, strafing run on the infantry. LG's on the rear.
Monster hit in the piles, and they're dead.
Nice pickup there for JB Quib, and he gets away. I like the ambush that Harvard University tried to set up using the strafing run. Oh, now here comes the big infantry push. Vickers is set up but has to retreat. Oh yeah, the Stas Vet 1 ability, they just ignore the suppression.
Yeah, I hate that. I mean, I use it, don't get me wrong, I use it, but I hate it, you know.
I mean, it's when you just magically counter a hard counter. Oh no, these LG40s. The Faust comes in. Engine critted. Oh no.
Keep going, buddy.
Why the one LG40 is not firing for some reason? The other one's running up. One hit. There's the other one. What is this?
Come on.
What do you call it? Another strafing run. That Grant is gonna make it out of here.
No way, Jose, dude. No!
No, what hit it?
It was an LG from afar.
Oh, I thought it was gonna make it out. The Brit Recon already just does not show up in time. We're gonna basically immediately see another P4 and another Grant out for both players.
I feel like he was really slow backing up, and as soon as he killed the pile, it should have been driving home.
Yeah, especially the way with the Grant, the frontal armor, and the one gun that can only face the front. Like, all right, so we've got volunteer infantry is now unlocked, manpower hacks for the Brits, which I think they're gonna need between the upkeep and then all the infantry he's got on the field, and just how quickly the Stas and the Panzer Grenadiers are gonna bleed these infantry.
Yeah, and also Luftwaffe has their manpower cheats as well, so we both got manpower cheat city here, which is fair enough. Everyone's gonna be
that's right. Bleeding. That's right. So Mox Nix gonna be the same. Did these sappers lay a mine, or are they just standing like they did? Yeah,
I don't see it.
No, they didn't put one down. Yeah, as we all know, the Brits do not have the big mine. Biggest weakness of the faction by far.
I know. I don't even know why. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe people have debates whether their lack of a mobile AT, non-optional AT is a weakness, but
I think that is a gap, but they're so strong everywhere else.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, 6-pounder chipping away at the P4 are trying to. The first shot bounces. LG40s move up. They're going to salvo the Grant here. Nice initial salvo. One of them backs. Yeah, that's the advantage of the retreat on the LG-40. It's just being able to run them away when they're in trouble.
Yeah, for sure.
The
pile.
And the last thing you want to do is give a Brit opponent a couple of Pack 40s. Right?
Yeah.
Commandant, territory sector lost.
Oh. Grant finds some P-Grants trying to cap up the fuel.
Can't seem to hurt them though.
No.
All their shots whiff.
Man, that's got to be so hard to find the balance. Like, keeping infantry viable in the late game, making tanks feel really powerful, but not making it so the first person to get a medium on the field wins the game by default. Like,
oh, big rifle nade on the Stoss on the north side.
Oh yeah, he wasn't expecting it. That still only drops one model, but does a ton of damage. Stoss are going to get out of there just fine.
A big bruise, as you would say.
Aircraft ready to loiter the target area.
Best viewers on. One Story Saga says best viewers on. Hell yeah. Yeah, I would love to see, instead of the Bren Gurkhas, I want to see the Thompson Gurkhas with the Warcry and the IO Gurkhali just shredding Panzer Grenadiers at point blank. It is not to be in this game, though. Oh, this Grant, get your shot over the rowboat, dude.
No, this robot's got more health than
those planks of wood. They can stop a tank round and it's crap.
I mean, it's only a 37 mil round. Can you imagine trying to aim 2 guns though? That's got to be annoying.
I'm sure there's 2 gunners.
No, it's just one guy. He's doing it both. Oh, they're trying to go for the sticky bomb, but they actually are in a good spot to bleed down these Stoss. Second P4 his field. LeGrant, do not get Fausted, dude. Stay where it's safe for a minute. Gurkha's on this southwest VP here. It's a shame though. Harvard's got the North VP, the neutral VP, so he's actually flipping the script on kind of the VP battle here. He's only bled 40 in the last couple of minutes, but JB Quibb's bled over 100, so Wehrmacht slowly regaining map control. Here we go, V for victory over here. Oh, Grant on the flank.
Can we drop the model? Yeah!
Yeah, there we go, 2 down. They can be killed. The myth of the Axis Superman. Alright.
They took a double dose of their amphetamines this morning.
So second Grant on the way. What's up?
I think we're going to need to see some more mines from JB Quibb.
Enemy forces have captured a victory point.
Like in these little, I wish I could ping, but we're not in the same simulation. But you know the roads that go down into the beach from the middle? Like, those are hot mines.
You see the sappers, they're retreating. Yeah, like some of the lateral routes.
Yeah.
Right, to punish, kind of flanking maneuvers. I think that's a good idea. Neither guy has a ton of munitions. Actually, Harvard has just floated enough to activate the skill planes loiter. So.
Oh,
yeah.
Gross.
JB Quibb accidentally had light vehicle training going for a second. I think he wants armored vehicle training, which he can do now that he has. Is it 30 fuel or 40 fuel for the armored vehicle training?
No, I don't know. We'll find out.
What are y'all's opinion of that off-map artillery calling for the Gurkha battle group? How do you feel about that one?
Oh, the airburst.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's alright. It's good for things like emplacements and stuff.
Yeah. And for clearing like a bunch of AT guns if you catch them in the open.
I feel like it leaves something to be desired though whenever you're like in the late game armored fight.
Ooh, 6-pounder cleared. Yeah.
Got those looters to shred infantry and armor.
Haven't been seeing any good uses of Agurkali.
No. Are they gonna get this? No, there's no way they get this P-Grand. They did good work on the Stoss trooping squad. Yeah, but Fox, getting back to your point, I think for how late it shows up in the battle group, especially if you tech the infantry, it leaves something to be desired. But if you focus first on the artillery side of the house, that hits at 3 CPs. That hits real early. So it can be really effective. but it can also be dodged. So I think it's one of the more balanced, like off-map abilities. Now, when you're in team games and you're playing against 4 Brits that all have it, then it starts to feel a little ridiculous.
A little oppressive.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, the Brits can seem like they have an endless supply of indirect fire call-ins, and between like if they build a heavy mortar and they have things like that.
The ultimate
opponents.
The ultimate irony being like that is literally the American doctrine is smash everything with artillery first, and yet no non-doctrinal artillery. So a little bit of a lull, both sides kind of repairing. Harvard's got again enough munitions banked for the Stuka Loiter. If you're trying, like, if you can kill both of these Grants, if you can set up an engagement where they're on maybe the flank, and you throw the Loiter on their retreat path.
Where did that mine go off?
The south munitions VP. Or munitions point, yeah. 6-pounder going to move up here. And P4 is back up. I think, yeah, if he can get this P Grant over on the side, but the Grants aren't going to cooperate. I'd say, like, let the Grants pursue the P4s and then drop. Oh, the rifle grenade, Sauce forced away. But they bled down those foot guards like crazy. Oh, that's a gross retreat path. Oh, good mine. Right where you said he should put it.
Yeah.
Oh. P-Grens take a couple of big hits. P4 is not in a position to really help. The other P-Gren squad forces away the infantry section. I think the Grants are still trying to figure out what they want to do. Third P4 on the way. He already has the Tier 4 officer's quarters, so you think at some point he's got plenty of reserve fuel. You should probably upgrade the skirts as well. Give him that little bit of resilience.
I was going to say he should get the Pintos bit, obviously saving up for the skill points.
Yeah. And that's smart, because I would just like auto-click the Pintos and then be like, why don't I have the Loiter when I need it?
Yeah, I do that all the time.
Yeah.
Place like 3 big mines, and it's like, oh, I don't have enough for the P-47s anymore.
I thought the consensus was the Pintos aren't worth investing in.
I think in CoH2 that was a good argument. I think in CoH3 they should do a lot of damage.
They've actually, I think they've buffed the Pinto machine guns recently, and they've changed it so they don't shoot at airplanes anymore. So they don't give away your position. So I think they are a better value than they used to be.
Do they suppress infantry?
No. I think the Sherman ability has like a keep them firing.
I don't know about that. I
swear I've been
so many
suppressed
times.
by
I've never suppressed anyone.
But I mean, Vickers machine guns don't suppress anyone in this game, so.
That's true. That's true. Vickers trying to hold its own against the P4. I have big respect for that.
And yeah, the triple vet. Here we go. Armored vehicle training coming in. And then Jamie, just based on your last, nice volley on the Stoss. This is going to be a big engagement. LG-40 is in the back. Grant bounces one of the shots. Big push here with the Gurkhas, supported by the Flame Sappers.
This would be a good time to use the barrage.
Yeah, look at this lined up right here. This would also be, there it is. There's skill planes.
Oh God!
Hey,
am
Lady
I playing this game right now?
and the airburst, nice. So the LG-40s can't pursue, but the skill planes on this Grant, one Grant goes down. The other Grant, I think, is going to escape. But the Luftwaffe Loiter, it targets everything. This infantry section could go down here to the P4. One model left. The skill plane's targeting it, and they pick it up. Oh no!
Oh man, skill planes are lack thereof. I hate them.
Yeah.
So there's my point. the artillery call-in versus the skill planes. It just seems.
Yeah, true.
Well, especially with the LG-40s, you just hit the retreat button and they get away.
Right.
Oh, that was an unfortunate engagement for JB Quib. Harvard played it exactly right. Liberator says, do Pintle MG still waste the first strike ability? I don't know. I thought they fixed that. I know it's a known bug. I can't remember, to be honest with you.
Oh, can they ask easier questions? Is that okay? Because that's a good one.
Yeah, I am not tightrope.
You're gonna have to ask the bald guy. He knows.
Yeah, tightrope. I guarantee you knows. So maybe shout out to tightrope. Maybe you can clarify that after this patch whether or not it takes away first strike ability.
Here's a softball for you, Jamie. What's the square root of the skill panes calling munitions cost?
The square root of what?
The skill panes calling munitions cost.
No.
The square root of 180? Something over 13.
You would try.
You would try.
Yeah, it's like 13.2 or something. There you go. Oh, these Grens. These Grens are not going home.
No. Oh, poor Hans.
They were just left there waiting for orders. Oh.
For the fatherland.
More mines in place here. I think you're right. I think the best use of his munitions right now for JB Quib is going to be mines. The guard pick?
Oh.
Oh. Oh, as opposed to the foot guards. That's what Otto's saying. Yeah, I see that. The foot guards are just going to struggle against...
Oh, wait. Speak of the mines.
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh, nice engine crit. Can he follow up? He's got a 6-pounder and 1 Grant. Second one on the way.
Oh, come on.
Wait, so Otto, you saying the Matilda can't be penned by the LG40s at all?
From
At
the
least
front.
probably from the front, right? Yeah. That's wild.
Yeah, that's what I thought he was gonna do before he tanked Grants. I thought he was gonna give Matildas.
Yeah. So I mean, the alternate build there would be a Matilda or 2 to deal with infantry backed up by 6-pounders. Oh, here comes a P4. Little push here. Harvard gets a mine down now. Oh, these P-Grens just going to eat a lot of damage at range. And
guns activate.
just a lot of damage.
Some bruising, some light bruising.
Yeah. It just
Is that the tank's getting repaired in the back.
some water and some Motrin and they'll be just fine.
Yeah, absolutely.
On an empty stomach. Works faster.
Yeah.
For the Brits, it's a paracetamol and a can of Monster.
There you go.
That's
That's Tylenol for those of you from the US.
Oh. Yeah, I thought it was acetaminophen.
It is. It's the same thing.
What? Like,
They're all NSAIDs, right?
yeah.
No, Tylenol.
Tylenol's not an NSAID?
Acetaminophen and paracetamol are not an NSAID.
All right. Well, I'm going to defer to Fox on this one because he is a doctor.
Yeah. Oh, ibuprofen.
Like a doctor.
That's an NSAID. What do you guys call ibuprofen?
Motrin, Advil.
Motrin or
What
Advil.
about like naloxone? No, naloxone.
Naproxen?
Naproxen, yeah.
That's Aleve.
Yep.
Aleve.
Yep.
Or Naprosyn. That's another great brand name for that.
Okay.
Oh, Naprosyn. Interesting.
If you want to sound smart and give a patient something that they've never tried before, we're gonna give you some Naprosyn. Oh my God.
Do you guys use Penfrox in the American Army?
Rocks.
Oh, those poor foot guards. Sorry to interrupt the medical conversation. The bundle grenade and the P4s. One guy left. He retreats out the correct side of the house.
Come on, Scotty. You can make it.
The retreat path gods have smiled upon this foot guard section.
That's my boy.
Alan, JB, you got people in the chat saying correct, Tylenol's not an NSAID. So the cast or the stream has been converted into a medical update.
Thank you for having my back.
It's because none of the names are the same. You know, we don't have the same brand names, I guess, as you guys. So I'm trying to figure it out from a different name perspective.
Because you don't have that good big pharma over there like we have.
Yeah, we don't have that awesome.
This poor Vickers, the triple vet Vickers. Vickers' machine got knocked out.
I wish you could drop this picture of the patient self-administering Penfrox into the chat right now.
I gave some Penfrox not long ago in June. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, I agree with you, Otto. He's got the pop cap to get another AT gun out. Harvard is fully pop capped and is floating all of the resources. And there just aren't that many additional upgrades that would benefit him. He could do the tier 1 veterancy. Maybe he has, because his bios are vetted up. And this is just... Go ahead.
You could build a cache, I guess, like another muni cache to keep the skill planes coming in.
Yeah.
That map
yeah, I think so. That would be really useful. I mean, this skill plane's kind of wasted, unfortunately. Or fortunately, depending on your point of view.
Yeah, true. I think we should have like a clause on this stream where if you use the term skill planes, you have to say or lack thereof afterwards.
Say what?
Or lack thereof, meaning like skill.
Skill planes. Yeah. The lack of skill planes. Yeah, he's going for a cache on the munitions. So I think. Did you play this game under the name Harvard University?
Oh wait! Oh my God! Yeah, he is doing it. I've seen this guy's mind.
Pgren's just. So this is exactly the kind of engagement that tilts me. Like the counter to Panzer Grenadiers is vehicles, and you had 2 Grants, 1 Vet 1, 1 Vet 2, firing on them for a solid 15 seconds, and they're just standing there eating tank rounds.
Yeah, like two tanks, 4 guns, no casualties.
Yeah. So Otto, he says, double AT gun, triple Grant, and a Polston.
Yeah,
Polston would be a great call.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen someone build one in reaction to the skill plates.
Oh, these poor sappers. Rest in peace.
Oh.
Caught out, planting a mine. Foot guard, bundle grenade.
Oh,
big volley. Foot guard's got to get away. Grant's going to back up. The Stoss are going to run away. But nice flank here. Did he take advantage of this?
Not sure.
The infantry got to focus on the LG-40s. Well, the LG-40's going to hit the hill here. Otto says, I think we're going to learn something interesting about Pgren Vet on Tuesday. I certainly hope so, dude. Yeah, I think...
Now, stronger.
Yeah. Now with an extra 25% damage. Plus 24 on this. It's going to be skill planes whenever he wants them at this point.
Yeah, I know. He's just waiting for the cooldown at this point then.
Yeah.
Basically, I've already got the immunities. Which is kind of scary. Not something I enjoy seeing. I get it.
Yeah. Well, Pgren's down very low health, but they're going to get out.
Yeah.
Nice.
Can't be killed by conventional means.
Gurkha smoke. Bullets, my only weakness. How did you know? Even the Pioneer is just eating up a bunch of damage. Yeah, we'll definitely, as I'm setting up in between games, we can talk a little bit about what we hope comes in Vet, in changes to the multiplayer balance. And then we'll find out for sure on Tuesday, but speculation's always fun.
At what point do you think another 6-pounder would be helpful for JB Quib? I mean, he's got the 3 Grants, but...
Immediately, yesterday.
Yeah.
The 17 pounder is not mobile enough. Yeah, Otto says about 20 minutes ago.
Like a 6-pounder and team weapon training would go a long way for him right now.
Yeah, that's a good point. Now he's not as flush with cash as Harvard University over here.
Oh my lord. Loading all the manpower and fuel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, look at all that munis as well. That makes me feel pretty good. I love having loads of munis.
Blue says JB Quib should get 5 Crusaders and rush him.
I don't think that's... No.
Blue, with the 6-pounder upgrade on
munis is I spend them all.
Yeah, and you can't just go
Colin,
to
mines. Oh god, now I don't have any munis. What happened?
Yeah, money please. Yeah, 4 Crusaders, drive him a total on top of the LG-40s. He's respecting them way too much. He is. They have zoned out those Grants, and I think the Grants are pretty slow. They get a little bit of a benefit with the armored vehicle training, but part of the problem is he just can't bleed the Ver player at all. Like 3 Grant shooting at a Pgren squad to drop 1 model. Like, do you remember when they used to have the efficiency stat in the post-game stats? Like, That's like whatever negative efficiency looks like. That's what that is. Yeah, and so Blue, to your point, talking about the anti-air, I agree. I think maybe you get the mortar out and convert the 15C machine to the pulse. And oh, the sappers, the poor sappers, they're gonna get away. They found a bunch of mines though. They're just gonna blow them up.
Who needs sweeps when you have guns?
Either they changed it or they reworked it or got rid of it.
I think if they just made the Poston scale better with its purpose, people would build it more. Like what? Like they're obviously great players. Like, and they know that they need to shoot down the planes, but they just also know that the Poston's not going to cut it, right? It's not gonna cut the cheese.
Well, on this map with kind of the weird sight blockers, I think it's a challenge. Ooh, big P3 push here, but they don't. He's got the litter. He's got to try to pin these grants. Oh, that
was his own mine.
It's unfortunate. Tank, big tank on tank battle here. And now this infantry push, they're gonna go for the triple cap here.
He's got an airstrike up top to stop the cap.
Yeah.
It's
smart. And now the P-Grans, if they throw a bundle, which they're gonna do, he does he see it? Oh, so fortunately no wipes, but big hit.
It's amazing how, I think maybe the advantage of these LG40s is just how fast and mobile they are.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pack 40s just can't move that quickly, so he can just literally, I mean, they move almost as fast as his damn P4s do, so you can just push with them in tow.
Yeah, I think you're right. The Pack 40s are a little bit more defensive, and the grants, you know, with the exception of the first grant, JB Quib has not overextended them. Oh my gosh, 4th grant on the field.
Pioneers have secured the location.
Yeah, so the recoilless rifle does less damage too. So it's like a tank gun. So most tank guns do 120 damage. Most AT guns do 160. The LG40 does 120 damage. I'm sure with Veteran C, its fire rate is great. It's got lower pen. Yep. I think the reason he chose it when expedience earlier and then the mobility against the Humber, but oh my god! So you've got big Brit push. Oh, and now the Stuka Loiter's available again off cooldown. LG40's forced to retreat, but here's the skill planes. Do you dive forward? I think you gotta, right?
I wouldn't.
Last match of the season.
Oh, 1v4 down. Holy cow.
Oh my god, it's happening.
The dive.
Oh, jeez.
But the Loiter's still hitting outside the circle. Infantry engagement has gone totally Harvard University's way. 2 P4s down, 1 Grant down. They're definitely, yep, they get the 3rd P4.
Oh, they've stolen the 6-pounder in the rear.
They've stolen the 6-pounder. So Harvard University going to maintain the triple cap here. That means that JB Quib's basically got 80 seconds, a minute and 20 seconds to try to recover this.
Three P4s immediately stacked up.
Oh my gosh. He's got to like go for a base rush. The Vet 1 ability triggered for the increased fire. He's not going to be able to get on 2 VPs in time. LG40's on the flank, firing through the hill.
He needs to get out of there.
Yeah, he's damned either way. Oh, and he didn't blow up the tier 4. He blew up the tier 1. So those P4 is going to hit the field. Brits come out. They might be able to grab 1 VP here. First Panzer IV is field. Grant's facing the wrong way.
Oh, I don't know if I can watch this, lads.
Oh my gosh. The infantry blob coming across, the 6-pounder and the P4. This might be the end of the grants here. Well, it's almost certainly going to be the end of the game. Oh, here's the strafing run. Dodged, but he's off the point, so he's still bleeding.
There's the P4. Oh, I can't watch.
P4 comes up. Oh, the grant. It's repairing. Vet 1 ability's on cooldown.
Grant's dead.
1 grant dead.
2 grants dead.
2.
3 grants dead.
Yeah. Yep, and not enough VP control. He's gonna grab the southwest VP here.
Oh, he's popped that one in the before. It's cool.
Yeah. So, actually, it looks like JB Quib's gonna get a very quick triple cap. Oh, this poor infantry section's the V for victory button.
Oh, Gurkhas took a big hit.
Oh. Do they make it out? Oh, they get gunned down.
I think that might be it.
From an army composition point of view, that's the game. Harvard's just gotta get on the VPs fast enough. So there's one foot guard section remaining to try to hold the southeast VP, but he's comfortably got a couple of minutes of VPs left unless the triple cap comes in. So
Poor guards, poor Scotsman.
This is where you cue
Get out of me, laddies! Get out
the
of
music from Terminator 2 as those air infantry just move up on them.
Steal that 6-pounder back.
Oh, mine strike on retreat. The 6-pounder stolen back, but 2 P4s on it. It's immediately cleared. We've got Pgren's gonna cap up the north VP here. Stas standing on the southeast. So that is almost, I mean, that's it.
That's it.
We're gonna let this one play out. Another Grant on the field. Triggers its Vet 1. It actually forces away the P4 and the Stas retreats. So JB Quib not quitting here.
Come on, Mr. Grant, man. You can do
One
it.
more hit. Nice. So he throws in the GG after the moral victory, knocking out one of the P4s. And that's it. That is that's the game there. Well, that was pretty sweet. Yeah.
Yep.
So
It was a
okay.
game.
I'm looking, yeah. So there is an efficiency factor. So Liberator, you're right. And let's see, the efficiency factor on the Stas 7, 6.49 on the Panzer Grenadiers. Yeah, Vet 3. The Pgrens in general are insane. We talked about a little bit of the balance stuff. I think the biggest thing is when with Wehrmacht you can get Veteran C1, like you can buy Vet 1. No, the LG40s for whatever reason were the most efficient somehow. That's why I think the efficiency metric can be a little silly sometimes.
I think it's like to do them only costing munitions.
Oh yeah.
I think that like makes some kind of like it just messes up the metric somehow. I don't know. That's my theory.
Yeah, and then so for the Vet 1 thing, like I think the Vet bonuses and the call-in for the Wehrmacht, like you have to assume, you have to take into account that a lot of units are going to hit the field Vet 1, right? It's the same thing, like for like the Greyhound, right? With the armored company, like with the armored battle group, if you can bring your vehicles out at Vet 1, then all of your balance decisions have to be, you have to consider that at least in your balance decisions. Anyway, good game. Well played. Harvard University, JB Quib. JB, I thought you were going to pull it out there with that Grant dive, but
it was cool.
Camera, are you talking about the webcam? Yeah, I'm sorry. My webcam's terrible. That's why it's not in the cast.
I'm like, we know what Shark needs for Christmas, everybody.
But Otto, is the game audio and video is synced, correct? Okay. All right. Cool. Nice. All right. So let's see. Let me say, give me 1 second to get a cup of coffee. I'll come back and we'll do another one here.
Cool beans. This will probably be me. I'm gonna have to go to work shortly. But
Yeah.
if you want to talk about the game for a bit before, I'm happy. I'll stick around.
But if you got anything else, I'm just gonna tee up the next replay. But
Yeah, no trouble.
yeah, thanks, brother. This is a lot of fun. Glad you're home.
Oh, mwah.
Yeah.
Good to hear from you.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks, guys. It's nice to hear from you.
Yeah,
Big
Otto.
hunky man.
Otto, if you want, get on in here, man.
I'm gonna hop out too. I'll catch you later.
All right, later, Fox.
Always a pleasure, everyone. Never a chore.
Twice.
Never a chore.
See you, Jamie.
Oh, ta-ta. Oh, hey, guy. See ya.
This shark is cute. The powers of AI. All right. I will actually be back in 30 seconds. I'm going to get some coffee.
That sounds like a good call. I'll be back too.
All right. So I'm back here. I'm going to set up for the next game. This one we're going to do a 2v2. So it's going to take me a second here, because I'm going to use the Q replay plugin, which is awesome. Oh, holy cow. Sorry, I just saw the YouTube chat as well.
What's up?
So I'm also up on YouTube, but I can't monitor the chat on YouTube because I'm new to streaming on YouTube. So
Do you want me to do that on another screen? I can do that during the game.
that would be great if you can do that.
Yeah.
I just sent you the replay file. I got to go in and modify quickly so I can use the 2v2 overlay. So this is a game with Future and Nub, who are, in my opinion, one of the more fun 2v2 teams to look at or to watch. So just got to set up this.
Honestly, I've had the most fun in 2v2 in this patch. I really hope that this next one keeps the same level of entertainment. Generally, I feel like the meta still hasn't been solved, so hoping that it doesn't shift it too much and make it too imbalanced, it would be a shame.
On YouTube, you have more viewers. That's funny. Yeah, Twitch is new. On Twitch, I mainly just do gameplay, and then YouTube is all like the setup videos, and then this is my attempt to do both, because I get lots of people to send me replays, and I want to cast all of them, but I don't always have the chance. And then as far as the meta goes, I think we're gonna see. I think it's gonna be a shift. But I don't really know. What I would like to see, though, is more like unit variety, especially on the USF side. And I know Jamie has beat that all to hell with his videos, but just some more variety would be really cool. Let's see. I got to get all this set up. Nope, I have it wrong. Okay. Do you have... Are you set up with the replay?
Yeah, I'm loaded in at 2 seconds.
All right. Cool. All right. So this game, I'll do a quick intro while I get all this sorted out. Oh, the flags. The flags are wrong. Hold on, I gotta fix the flags. Oh, pi. Forgive me if I mess this up. I'm pretty sure pi is Kiwi. Panic is Aussie/Dutch. And then Future and Nub, I think, are both American. And if I get this wrong, I will say I'd fix it in post, but I'm not going to fix it in post. So, good luck, everyone. that's what you get here. No baguette flags. All right. So now that we're in here, we've got Pie Eater and Panic, right, in blue and teal respectively, playing as the Axis, and then opposite them we got Future NP and Nub, WSF Allied build in red and purple. I am at 2 seconds. You're at 2 seconds. Good to go?
Yep.
All right. Unpause in 3, 2, 1. Unpause, and I'm at 4, 5, 6.
There we go.
All right. Pi immediately going for Bersaglieri. Okay. I think you don't see it much in team games. In 1v1s, they like totally change the nature of DAC. But
Still very popular in 2s, just because it gives you that nice resource advantage early on. Rushing out on the map pretty quickly, usually more popular against Brit, so interesting to see it against WSF.
yeah. And then I wonder if he's going to do like the balance. Like, you don't have to go full Bersaglieri, right? Like, you can get 1 or 2 squads out, get some Panzer Grenadiers for the utility. Panic's going double Pio into Grenadier, right? And then we've got the US players, Future's going straight rifles. Nub got an engineer squad out first before he gets his rifle, so Barracks opening for them.
Yeah, and just to talk about this map real quick, so I think one of the things I've noticed about CoH3 maps, even more than CoH2, is that munitions is unbelievably important in CoH3. And this map has a lot of munitions, and it's all in the middle of the map. So if you are slightly behind, you are losing a lot of munitions to your opponents, and that means a lot of weapon upgrades. It means that they're banking for those powerful off maps much quicker, more mines. It's really, really scary for you if you fall behind on this map. I find it very difficult to come back on.
No, and honestly, that makes a lot of sense, because I have struggled on this map, to be honest, and I think it's because I primarily focus on the flanks and the fuel, and so what you're saying makes a lot of sense to me. Engineers pushing up here in the middle. They may, they actually do a lot of damage to the bike. I think Will the Noobs highlighted this because the grease guns smoke it even at range. So that's because the target size for the vehicle is so much larger than for infantry. So basically every one of those grease gun shots is going to hit. Yeah, that's unfortunate, losing the crowd shoots in right off the rip there.
It's been really hard to use this patch, and the last patch since they lost the reverse key. Really requires a very skilled player to do it, and in 2s you're much more liable to just get hit from a slightly odd angle, so
yeah,
I've pretty much given up using it. I'm not at a level to use it.
It rewards really skillful micro. I go back and forth on the not reverse thing. I like that it can't reverse because it forces it to disengage its gun. I think if it can just back up constantly, especially once it hits vet 1, it becomes almost abusive because it can just kite you infinitely. But at the same time, it's not very intuitive just because for almost all your other units, you want to just back it up and keep the front armor facing, and you go to hit the R key and then nothing happens. So
yeah, and they haven't really... Like, it would be useful if you could pretty much turn around on a dime and turn away. But the fact that it has to drive towards, usually when it's getting shot from, in order to get away from it, it's quite bad.
Yeah, and that's, you gotta you gotta treat it like it's at half health all the time. Oh, really good MG42 micro here from Panic. Oh, the Panzer Pioneers with the flamethrower, or no, Engineers, excuse me, hit the Grenadiers. But this MG42, I actually thought he had 2 on the field. They've been all over the place. Oh, now the 250 with Flame Pioneers in it, they're gonna... Okay, they don't fully chase down the Engineer.
So what we're seeing here is what I usually like to do is stack, where you can get a nice double team onto your teammate's side, pushing through the middle of the map. It's actually pretty accessible to do that, but the risk of that is you've given up all the resources on the other side, and you're losing your big fuel as well. So probably a positive, definitely a positive manpower trade, but they're going to take a resource hit for this.
Yeah, and actually, Pie Eater's floating a ton of manpower, which is not something you normally see for Dak. Well, oh, he's just teching now. That's part of it. So he's just getting his light support company out.
Okay, I'd like to point out a unit that just came on.
Yep.
I really want to see this more often. The Weasel at CP1 with the Pack Howie. I think this unit is massively underrated. The Pack Howie for both variants, Brit and US, is really scary right now because of the infantry heavy gameplay. One shot can completely change an infantry engagement.
I agree with you 100%, and especially this map, which is kind of it's more shallow than some of the other 2v2 maps. That Pack Howitzer is going to be able to reach a lot of the engagements in the center, especially with what you mentioned earlier about the importance of the center of this map in particular. And so here's my issue with the flamethrower meta. Is the flames are so effective that you're basically incentivizing units to stand out of cover, because that is safer than being in cover. Like, you'd rather have 2 rifle squads shooting at you out of cover than 1 flamethrower hitting you when you're in cover. That just feels a little bit wonky to me.
Yeah, it can be a bit strange to have to micro around that, but you know, you've got a flamethrower that's mobile and a 250 on the other side, and that could be taking advantage of these units that are trying to play the cover game.
Yeah.
All right.
The Weasel pushing on it, but he's actually upgraded the combat half tracks, so that 250 doesn't take that much damage. And actually, the Weasel now could be in trouble. I think he's going to get away because the half track's going to focus on the infantry play.
Yeah, anyone who's not using combat half tracks, by the way, they made it cheaper, the upgrade, a while back. It's 150 manpower. It's honestly a very good deal, because it's going to make all of your call-ins much more valuable when they come in.
Yeah, and anyone who has played against me when I'm doing drunk 4v4s on a Friday night knows that my favorite thing to do is to spam combat half tracks early in the game, and just it's not very nice, but it's effective.
Yeah, so the other neat thing about the Weasel, most people don't use it for, but certainly sensible to do when you're bringing it as CP1 and you already have healing up in your base, is at Vet 1 to get the signal layer, because that's a surprising amount of resources for when you recap points. And you're usually gonna, on this map, you're gonna totally trade back and forth resources, so when you're able to recap them with a Vet 1 Weasel, that's just a +3 fuel or +3 munitions on any point. That adds up a lot, especially when you have some really powerful off-map abilities in this commander as well.
Yeah, I think you're right, especially when you choose the Weasel that brings in the Pack Howitzer at 1 CP, right? At that point, you probably already have healing. Oh, we're seeing commandos here from Nub. So they both went special ops. That's wild. BAR's on rifles for future MP. I wonder what their late game play is going to be. But yeah, when the Weasel gets out that late, you already have healing. That Vet with the signal layer makes a lot of sense. And then, especially on this map, because you have the +10 muni and +10 fuel so close to your base, if they ever get capped, you recap them.
Yeah, and the Axis gambled this game. They went hard on the left side in the early game, and they were gambling because if Future MP had started with an engineer early, which is a very common start, there could have been about 4 mines just covering the entire right side, and you can see Paija has no minesweeper because he's gone for the early flamer. So they wouldn't have been able to get all this recapping off so effectively. But it pays off, and that's what you're betting on when you're doing these aggressive DAC strategies.
Yeah. Pie Eater, the classic blunder, getting a Panzerjäger half-track out when your enemy has no vehicles. It's funny because I feel like if I don't invest early into AT, then I'm caught off guard. But when I do, the enemy plays just with infantry, and then I've got an AT gun sitting there doing nothing.
I think generally you're right. I think the Weasel is so high value now. It's vet 1. It's definitely worth trying to dive it if you can. There's nothing else he can get at this timing that's gonna kill it so quickly. Although to be fair, he has got an upgun 250 to do the job.
Yeah, and the other thing, he's getting a Pack 38 now. And I'm sorry, Pi, I'm gonna pick on you. You see BARs from one of your opponents.
Yeah.
So you know that vehicles are coming late, especially with the changes to the light vehicle costs.
We're losing a Bristolary here. Looks like it's going to go down on retreat.
Yeah. I'm up on this fuel point.
Yeah, on the right side you can see it's being set up.
Yeah. Tigran's, oh, I like the white phosphorus to force the Pioneers out, but the V for victory button comes in. Panzer Grenadiers. Oh, knife throw kills one, but they're merged with the Grenadiers, so these commandos are forced off. Well, the Axes have rebounded somehow, and now they have both of the big fuel points. They basically seeded the middle.
Yeah, so I think it'll be. This is where I'm really looking forward to the observer mode, the graphs, the live graphs, because then we can test our theories about okay how are the resources going down. We have a check of how much fuel munitions, because then we can get a prediction of when things are going to be arriving. I think also it's going to be way more helpful for people who are watching their replays as well to be able to get that.
You're right. So the Q replay here down at the bottom shows it, right? So the allies who own the center are at plus 42 munitions. The Axis who own the flanks are at plus 37 but plus 30 fuel.
Yeah, so that's the current gather rate. And what I'm interested in as well is the overall so far this game, right? So it's gone back and forth. It'll be really cool to see the live graphs as they come up. To go, okay, well that play resulted in a manpower swing, but it also meant that the Axis, or the Allies, have far more munitions, for instance.
Yeah. So Future playing really heavily into kind of the mid-game units. So he's got his motor pool, he's got 2 AT guns, he's got a Greyhound, and he's also done BARs and style getting grenades on his rifles. So that's where all his fuel is going. Both players went ISC, so you can see the manpower hacks. And then for Nub, he's going double commando. I wonder if he's going to try to roll advanced logistics to reduce some of the bleed. Because I think they're going to struggle, especially against stuff like the Stummel there you just saw. And then the Bristolieri now with the Bredas. Oh.
I'm honestly a little bit surprised they didn't do this the other way around. So I would expect the commandos to be slightly better today, rather than the Stummel, because the Stummel can just kite you like this, like what we're seeing. And you really, really need our rifles to go toe-to-toe with key guns in this current meta.
Yeah. Well, and 3... Oh, nice! Is that a satchel from the engineers? I like that to blow up the Pack 40. He knew he couldn't get it.
Oh, he didn't die. He doesn't dive. Oh, because he sees the AT gun. He's on top of that too. The Greyhound's being very passive here. Honestly, it feels like they could have done a lot more. But then again, there's another pack. He sees the pack coming through the middle.
Yeah, I mean, good pickup on the 250/9. Weasel
Brilliant.
Pushing back in.
Brilliant use of satchel there. That's a very, very sensible thing. You've got to try and make sure that you destroy these team weapons once you've got them decrewed.
Well, especially the Pack 40, right? Best AT gun in the game.
Yeah, Axis really buckling right at the moment. They've not had very good fuel control most of the game. They're getting their back point decapped. I'm pretty sure this has got, if I check, future MP. Oh no, he hasn't actually unlocked the signal layer. So he's capping this with the backfuel with the Weasel, but he's not going to get any bonus resources.
Has he chosen any veterancy on it?
No.
Okay.
Oh, well.
Unfortunate. Oh, Gren's forced away. So the commandos, I think, especially if you get them the upgrades, the survivability, and they get some veterancy, they start to hold up fairly well. Panic, rolling around, he's got 3 Gren squads, only 1 P Gren. There we go. We're seeing survival training hit now for Nub, so either I saw it and didn't realize it, or he's reading my mind.
Yeah, I'm just looking at Pie Eater's build. He's in a pretty awkward spot at the moment. Losing that early burst kind of throws your momentum a little bit, because he's got 3 squads. His army doesn't look particularly dangerous at the moment because he didn't go for a heavy light vehicle, but he has just got his tier 4, and there's going to be a Panzer 3.
And Pie Eater's going armored reserves, so they have had better fuel control than I think the allies are anticipating. Allies investing heavily into infantry plate. You see advanced logistics now for future. And also Pi floating a ton of manpower. There's a lot going on this map.
Yeah, I guess with the armored reserves, he's going to go for a P4.
That would make sense to me. Plus the assault grenadiers, just additional infantry. Oh, but the Pack 38 doesn't shoot, neither does the Pack 40, so the Greyhound gets away. Nice incendiary bombing run. Oh, melts a rifle squad on retreat, so good pickup for Panic there. Oh, this rifle squad, they exchange grenades and actually don't bleed that much. Commandos here suppressed. The MG42 again, just in the right spot.
Yeah, I think I've gotten a little bit delayed, so I'm going to have to sync up with you a little bit, I reckon.
Okay. So you're behind, you think?
Yeah, I think so.
Alright. Oh, alright, so anti-infantry loiter coming in. Target's MG42. It doesn't do a whole lot of damage, but it will force the Axis to vacate the middle. And Future leaning on that close fuel again. He's forced away, but still, that pressure has been really powerful. I say if it gets to a... Oh! Weasel knocked out by the Panzerjäger and the Bursas.
Yeah, that's... He really didn't get the value out of that unit that I was expecting him to. He pretty much recapped his whole side. I imagine he was anticipating using his signal layer, but maybe he's not really aware of the interaction, and that's a lot of resources that he never gathered.
Well, I mean, sometimes you think you chose it and then find out later that you didn't. I have fat-fingered more than my fair share of things in this game. The Stas troop and hit the field. Oh man, these commandos. Between the Pioneers, the Bursas, the Stas troop, and now the Stummel, they run away, fortunately only dropping 1 model. Allies about to take a huge amount of control here through the center.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
In the meantime, this Pack Harry's just been barraging all game. You'll see that these heavy mortars don't pick up lots of kills, but that's because the way that the damage caps work in this game, you'll just be able to wipe off half of your health and not drop a model. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. That just makes that unit combat ineffective if you're gathering resources on that or not.
Yeah, but chunking down if it's supported, right? If it's part of a larger push. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the biggest things when you go back to CoH3. You notice the mortars will just be randomly one-shotting entire units, and that doesn't feel great.
Yep. Well, there it is. There's the P4 with the Assault Grenadiers. Yeah, I would actually... Future's floating enough manpower, I would love to see a second Pack Howitzer. Now, an absolute maniac named Leo, in a game I cast earlier, built 3 of them in a 1v1. But they were bleeding his opponent's infantry like crazy. Oh, this Pack Howitzer may get cleared.
Yeah, it's going in a really awkward direction, and that's a big pickup.
And that's the Oh, that's the artillery cover. Oh, he's just got to keep sight. 1 AT gun cleared. Oh, and that's the incendiary barrage. Wow. Oh no, I'm sorry. That was Future's anti-infantry loader. I mistook. But the incendiary barrage to clear the AT guns, and they've actually destroyed them both. So huge pickup for the Axis there. Pie Eater just now going for the vehicle survivability upgrade. Oh, and now the rifle push here. These Panzer Pioneers could go down. Yeah, they just get annihilated. Commandos with Zooks pushing up. A couple good hits onto the Schummel. I feel
this is what I don't understand about this build. I think it's really taken up from the Axis players. So you could see that the whole idea was to go for heavy, fast mediums. But you know you're playing double spec ops because you see evidence of that in the Weasel and the Commandos. You know that on this map, with all the munitions, it's really about spamming these loiters, and you have no AA because you didn't build a flat trap.
Yep.
So a bit of similar to last game, people not really respecting the anti-aircraft as much as maybe they could be. And I don't really see that he got a huge amount of value out of it, just having this P4 a few minutes earlier.
Yeah, and I mean, a flak filling would be relatively easy for Pi to get out. Right, it's not really going to delay anything else that he's got. He's already got armored reserves.
No, and also after a certain point, Future, it's about 7 minutes, he sees his opponent has no medium light, no ARAD, no flak track, so he's completely free to go bars. Yeah. And that gives him massive pressure.
Yeah.
My Greyhound comes out way later and is still able to pick up loads of value.
The Schummel here with the shots through this copse of trees, really impressive. Yeah, it's doing a great job.
It's devastating.
And the fact that Panic's been able to hold on to this fuel the whole game, I think has kept the Axis in it. 3 commando squads here.
The KD ratios in this game are absolutely absurd. Panic has a KD of 89 to 45 right now.
Oof. 5 commando squads out now for no.
Yeah, this is getting to the point where it might start getting hard to contain, because neither Axis faction have amazing ways to clear this up.
Well, and Future is finally just getting tier 4. Oh man, that Stummel survives another bazooka shot. One more from the commandos might be enough though.
Yeah.
There it is, Stummel goes down. Man, the assault grenadiers, these DAC assault grenadiers, they gotta get some veterans here. They're just gonna bleed against these late game infantry.
Honestly, at this point, this is exactly my problem with the late game assault grenadiers. They're not highly vetted enough. I'm honestly preferring the P3 call-in with the Panzer Pioneers these days. Oftentimes because you want that Minesweeper unit.
Yeah. Oh, nice bombing run here, but he's gonna, Future's gonna dodge it pretty effectively. It does break off the engagement.
Will we see a Stuka this game? I think honestly against this huge blob of, if they're communicating, and I'm panicking, I'm saying to my teammate, get me a Stuka please. There's a blob of 5 commandos on your hand.
Bye Captain. Yeah, walking Stuka, especially the commandos. Yeah, just to counter that.
Yeah, so in the late game, he may just keep using the anti-infantry loiter, but assault operation is not too bad either. Very fast capture rate, and also makes that blob of commandos hard to hit. So
yeah,
makes it better rolling with the tanks.
And even the, I feel like the flares are slept on. Nice pickup on the assault grenadiers. The rifles sprinting in to get the last model. Panzerjägers could go down here now as well. Oh yeah, they're done. Pie Eater bleeding units over here. Meanwhile, here's the commando company in the center, but they've all got Zooks out, and so the Ver infantry and Panic again with this MG42. It gets smoked off.
Yeah, I mean this is a troll build from up. It's very funny, but it's very easy to counter this. There are the super blobs are pretty scary, but I think this is the least scary version of it.
Well, and you've just seen how to counter it, right? The MG42, a vehicle, and a Stoss and some Pioneers.
He doesn't even have a broom there, right? That's the number one thing on my mind is that's going to turn up. And now there's a whizbang, so literally 0 mobile AT from
but we're getting all of the best SSF meme units, and that is the most important thing.
And the clock's ticking on the Axis.
Yeah, Axis about to get a triple cap on here.
Yeah.
Oh, here's the whizbang.
Oh, I saw it the other way around. No, this is just bad. This is just terrible. Triple cap, and you've just got.
This is like SSF screenshot right here. Commandos running out next to the whizbang. MG42's moved all the way up. All right, another anti-infantry loiter. Gents.
Okay, I'm going to give you a little bit of a YouTube overview of the comments so far. There's not been many.
Yeah.
One of them, Bish Bash Bosh, says YouTube, the forgotten son of Shark. This is true. Isaiah Miranda, if you're still watching, sorry I didn't get to you. Hey Shark, just wanted to say keep up the great content. Really enjoy your casts.
Thank you.
Bomb+1 says I'm addicted to this game, has great content created, so kudos to you.
Appreciate it.
And Arcade says hello.
Hey.
So hi Arcade. Hope you enjoyed the cast.
Yeah, thanks guys. Thanks for watching.
Oh no, this is so stupid. This is the wrong postcode. Oh dear.
But the received damage, like flat received damage, and here's the Brumbear. So you called it. How do you counter 5 commandos, a Brumbear, and then pray that they don't get on your flank?
Well, yeah, and get the skirts. That's pretty important because he's definitely gonna go for the flanks. He nearly has enough for it. So.
Yeah. Well, and then about half of these Zook shots are bouncing. Oh, Shattered Will here. So even the upgraded Zooks, it increases the damage, but doesn't change the penetration.
Yeah. Just going for volume.
Yeah. And actually, I don't know if he's gotten upgraded Zooks. I feel he has. All right, here we go. Dak Tiger on the field now.
Yeah, he has the upgrade. The Tiger has. Oh, there's one Hellcat.
And going rapid advance now too, so you can use the Tiger to sit on VPs. Yeah, one Hellcat, but the American players a second whizbang. So Nub's just having fun at this point. I think it's fair.
So one of my buddies killed a Tiger with a whizbang yesterday, which was amusing.
Wow.
But I doubt this is going to be replicated here.
That'd be cool as a vet ability. Oh, here's one barrage coming in on the center. So Axis force away.
Oh, at some point he was able to get the M1 added to his little AT collection. So
he's getting two more AT guns. Tiger and P4 find one of them. All right, AT gun cleared. Another whizbang barrage. I feel like and now anti-infantry loiter, so all of these PaK 38s in the back. Or PaK 38s plus some M1s, I don't know. I can't tell what AT gun is which at this point.
So how many more casts do you have lined up?
I've got at least 5 more.
So my question is, in what proportion of the remaining games are they going to be loiters? And are we going to see a single AAPs used to counter any of these loiters?
That is a great question. Maybe we should add that as a counter. So far, we're 0 for 2. Or 2 games, but no anti-air.
Every single one is getting maximum value.
Yeah.
It's actually disgusting.
Yeah. Gotta use, when you got these commandos on the field, gotta use the assault operation. And you gotta use, oh no, these scouts! Sacrifice to the Stoss trooping.
But the herd is migrating south, so Panic's got to be a little bit wary about that because he will die
Oh
very
my god,
quickly.
that volley. Yeah, the P4 doesn't have the armor that the Rumbear does. A couple bounce off the front.
But we're not dealing with rangers here, so they can't just run you down.
Yeah, yeah. The sprint and fire bazookas. Oh
Yeah.
yes, I remember when I received my running bazooka training.
Everyone has to experience it once, and then probably stop playing the game for a couple of months.
Well, double whiz bang, the whole little combined push here on the west side. Tiger supporting Panic. The double
rockets
whiz bang.
flying everywhere.
Ooh, P-Grens take a couple of big hits,
Oh,
but not enough. Now Tiger's
Yeah.
moved up.
it's not a Katyusha, right? From
Yeah.
KO2. It's not a just wipe these units in particular. It's more of an area denial,
Yeah.
which is sensible for running artillery. We don't want a replica of I'm behind, so let me just swing the game real quick by building a Katyusha.
Greyhound smoked.
Victory point!
Yeah, I think, you know, Blue and Liberator are talking about the range of the rocket artillery. I would like to see a little bit more range on it, especially the whiz bang. Like, I know it's on a Sherman and so it's less vulnerable, but like it should be able to outrange the AT guns. But
I don't believe that this doctrine needs more anti-infantry capability.
wait, you don't think
I'm
the
not-
commandos and the flares and the loiter and the assault operation and the whiz bang are enough?
Funnily enough, no. I think it's fine. I think if you want to be able to just you gotta be able to if it's gonna have that extra range and be that more devastating, it's gonna be more expensive, which I don't think anyone wants. You know, this is not a rocket artillery heavy game, which is fine.
Yeah,
I say this as a massive stupid enjoy.
yeah. So
I don't want anything to compete with my favorite rocket artillery.
Well, the reason I'd like to see the range extended a little bit, I wish the Vet 1 ability was some sort of like anti-tank rocket barrage, so it does less damage against infantry, but it has a penetration value. That would be super cool. I don't.
Yeah.
Cool. Hellcat smokes the mortar half track.
But again, the unused element of this command, it's also really strong. Oh my goodness, that blew my head. Well, if for some reason you believe your opponents are capable of building anti-aircraft, then you're worried about just the loaders getting shot down too quick. You can use the marked vehicle, which will also get shot down. But usually, if you're chasing down something, your Hellcats will smash it up quick enough that it won't matter.
Yeah. Well, artillery cover here in the center, so it looks like. Well, the thing with artillery cover, you got to maintain sight, which I think is really well balanced. Actually, I like that compared to some of the loiter abilities, but it does hit really hard when it does come in. Now,
Yeah.
oh,
I don't
he jettisoned. He jettisoned the launcher on the
So
whiz bang.
anyone who doesn't know this, like, there's a very sensible reason to jettison your whiz bang. It's because the whiz bang gets different vet to a regular Sherman. So,
Really?
yes. So it maintains its whiz bang vet and not Sherman vet, which means it gets an extra +10 range over a regular Sherman.
Oh, that's the game working as intended,
Yeah. So it has the same range as a Marder, which
but
is a
not
bit
the pen.
strange. No.
Oh, this Sherman's going to chase down this Vet 3 Brasileiri squad and probably pick it up here on retreat. Now a Flakverling is out.
Oh, okay.
He's got it.
Goodness.
And it's Vet 1. So it must have done some damage to one of the loiters.
Okay, the KD is getting kind of astronomical at this point. It's 141 to 65.
Oh my gosh. Even with the assault operation bonus, that Rumbear shot almost one-shots a commando squad.
Now, so this is where there's the old efficiency versus effectiveness dilemma, right? You know, you've got all these infantry, and they're cheaper to reinforce because you've got the upgrades. But if you're bleeding 150 models, that's still a lot of bleeding.
Yeah, for sure.
Plus 25% ain't gonna matter too much when you're just getting shredded like this.
I love the way the Tiger hits. When the changes they made in the last patch to try to make it more consistent. Oh my gosh, this panic, Sauce Troop and Panzer Grenadier blob.
They're increasingly looking like a pride post right now from Panic. Not gonna lie. Watch me eviscerate Nubs.
Yeah, just
30 minutes.
melting. Well, those engineers are definitely dead. All right, here's the artillery cover. Oh, that's a great counter to these commandos as well. White phosphorus comes in, but oh my gosh, so much bleed.
You rarely see triple soul actually working this effectively, but this is exactly what they're good at.
Well, if you look, they're all just bruised, right? Like they took a lot of health damage, but didn't drop any models, and so adding insult to injury, like you're not even punishing Panic for being so aggressive with such elite infantry, because you're not imposing any costs on him.
Yeah, and that's the thing with these double whiz-bangs are just not being able to connect with the.
Well, that's it. Nub throws a GG in here. Yeah, triple cap. We're 5 seconds. Hey, you know what?
Victory for our forces.
Sovereign says, "Are these replays submitted? If so, Pride posting a meme build." Most of the ones today are submitted. Some of them are not. Some of them I pick up as I go along. This one, I actually don't know who sent this in. Probably Panic. I think
the replay file is called Panic. So
I renamed it. It.
Okay.
Okay. So when you use the Q replay, it helps if you have a short replay name.
Makes sense.
But yeah. So clearly, like a meme build from Nub. Maybe he just wanted to see, like, hey, can I just commando my way through this? And the answer is not against Staastruppen and Brumbears, I guess. I think the big difference for the USF here is just the bazookas. They're not Panzer Shreks. So even with the damage upgrade, they're just not going to reliably penetrate, especially the front armor. And so I think that's kind of probably the biggest difference. But since I got you here, what do you have as far as takeaways for this?
Yeah, that's challenging. I think. Yeah, you're also seeing there's no captains, there's no sprint. There's just no way to follow up what you're damaging with these commandos, right? So it's not like a ranger blob where it's genuinely terrifying because there's so many ways to get your rangers, at least in the past, so many ways to get your rangers to follow up the things that they were peppering. And yeah, so that means that because it might work if you were going all out on AT, so that would mean you'd use the mark target instead of the P-47s. And then maybe you get your teammate to drop those P-47s as well. So maybe it would be interesting to see that variant, but I think what we saw was you don't even need a Brumbear to deal with this. The Stummel, Panic was doing great micro with the Stummel, and it was absolutely bossing these fights.
Yeah, there are some weird dynamics. And I apologize, people on the view, but webcam is desynced and I don't know how to fix it, so sorry. There are some weird dynamics with the way that squads target other squads. I have done some testing to try to figure it out, but it's not consistent. So again, tightrope. If you hear this, I know it's probably middle of the night in New Zealand, but if you could figure out how the squad targeting works, because that is essentially what leads to that and the received damage, like flat multiplier. That is what leads to Staastruppen and Panzer Grenadiers just eating up damage and not dropping models. We got a question here from Isaiah. It says, guys, in your opinion, would you say USF is in a weak position right now, or if they're in a good place? I'll let you kick this one off.
I think that's really interesting. I think the stats seem to show that they're fairly okay, but it depends on the game mode. Mm-hmm. I think it looks like USF are really quite hard to deal with at lower elo, especially in 1v1. In team games, it looks like USF is struggling a little bit more. But I think it's hard to say USF is struggling, right? Because a lot of people will just be playing suboptimal builds. There are a few different USF techs that people have been experimenting with this patch that have been really effective. So, I mean, the meme is the big Rifleman blob, but actually that's not actually the most powerful way to do things. really taking advantage of the early gun half track can be really strong, especially against DAC.
Yep.
Pairing that with bazookas with early bars.
Yeah.
And yeah, you saw a load of examples of this game where the USF build was just far superior to the overall Axis build from Future MP, but it didn't really matter because Nub was doing 5 commando strats, just getting wrecked.
Yeah, I don't know if they coordinated. If he told him that he was doing a meme build, but yeah, I think USF they absolutely can be really strong. I feel like they fade in the late game, especially in big team games. If you don't go armored, right, you don't get the easy 8. The Bulldozer is good, the Hellcats are good, but they just don't have access to the same late game armor that the other 3 factions do.
Yeah, and I'm not such a big team game player, so I don't know if if USF are really have enough effective cover in the late game. I certainly know I mostly play DAC and Brit, and I know that if I get to the late game against USF with DAC, it's fairly straightforward for me. The mid game is the hardest bit.
Yeah. Yeah, mid game can be a struggle, and then if you guess wrong with your tech,
yeah,
like if you think, oh, I'm kind of winning, I'm gonna go invest into the infantry fight, and then a vehicle hits and you're not ready for it, you don't have motor pull out, you can get caught flat-footed, and then that can steamroll you. I actually have a game that I played where I thought I was winning, and well, spoiler, I don't win, right? So I may cast that later if I get someone in here, like obviously if you want to critique me.
What you mean is you need a pro player to walk you through how you
fix me.
would do things.
I'm
not a very good USF player, so I wouldn't rely on my insight.
I actually named it Shark Struggle 1v1 because it was a struggle, but yeah,
that's the worst when you're just like, hang on a second, I thought I was fine. I'm not fine.
Yeah,
this guy who's just completely turned it around on me. That's the most tilting experience.
Yeah. All right. I've got a Jezelin and Macros game. And then Blue, I'm using OBS. I think the issue is with the webcam software, to be honest with you. So, that's where we're at with that. And then, yeah, okay. Jezelin and Macros on Faymanville. That sounds like fun.
What do you mean by if you're going armor and mechanized center more buffs, Blue? Do you mean like it's stronger, or do you think that those things need to be buffed? I feel like I'm trying to interpret something here that might be valuable.
Yeah, Hellcats can pen everything, gain speed. Oh, with the like rearm retrofit buffs. Oh, he's saying to help with the late game, I think.
Oh yeah, yes. So that's another thing about the game, because there's so many, as Blue Skinner was saying, there's so many abilities in the game that completely change matchups. So when people are experiencing, okay, my Sherman isn't, or my Hellcat isn't doing particularly well against this heavy armor, they're almost certainly not considering, oh, what if a gun half track were to shoot this thing and debuff it with target weak point, and then I was able to, if I also had like a fairly cheap mechanized center upgrade that made my Hellcats even more dangerous. So you're ending up in a situation where decisions you made 10 or 15 minutes previously start catching up with you.
Yeah. And then he's got, let's see. Yeah, rear upgrade gives Hellcat 50% pen, 25% damage, bigger speed, huge. Hellcats, yeah, Hellcats can definitely kill Tigers, especially if you catch them out of position. Yeah, that's why some of the Stug armor buffs recently have been a little bit unusual to me, because it really like resists a lot of impacts, and they're the front armor is just so high, but then they changed the side armor as well. So I don't know if it punishes you for flanking, but it doesn't reward you for flanking.
Yeah, they did improve it slightly. I think what they found was that you were getting penned far too consistently from pretty much anything on the side. So you should still, if you have something that has decent penetration, you should be able to wreck a Stug. But it shouldn't necessarily be the case that a steward or something is just able to consistently pen your side armor all the time without debuffing you first.
Yeah, that makes sense. So I'm setting up here. I sent you the Jeslin macros game.
Yeah, I see. Let me just boot that up.
And then, yeah, so I've got it set up here.
One second.
So, funny story about how do you get the player flag and rank overlay? Yep, that's what I was just changing that right now. So, that's something that I built into my casting overlay in OBS. And then I have a library of flags, and then I'm using the CoH3 stats app to tell me what the rank and elo of the players is, and then I just add that in there.
Okay, I'm loading in now. My bad.
No, you're good. I just do want to take a big shout out to the CoH3 stats guys. One, it's like a labor of love for them. They basically just work because they love the game, and I guess hopefully they get some donations, but the support they provide, like, I know I've hit them up and asked them, one, to answer technical questions, and then two, if I'm like, hey, it'd be cool if it did X, and like the next day it's changed. So those guys are great. If you're not going to CoH3 stats, then you should, and use their app. Yeah. The only thing I don't like, I don't always want to know what the elo of my opponent is before I play them. Sometimes I just want to play and then find out. I want to feel good for a little bit before I find out that I got mismatched with someone who this is his first game, and then I'm a horrible human being. All right, Otto, you loaded in here?
I am in. Yep.
All right, cool. So I'm at 2 seconds. We'll launch, and then I'll intro the players here, and we'll go from there.
Cool.
All right, I'm at 2 seconds. I'm unpausing in 3, 2, 1. Unpause. Now I'm at 4, 5, 6. All right, so we got Macros here from Germany playing Wehrmacht. He's in red on the west side of the map. I hate that the north arrow is down and to the left. Relic, please. I gotta know where north is all the time. Going double pioneer build here. He's ranked number 30. Up against Jeslin, who's number 9 with the Brits. So he's going double sapper and getting his section command post out as well. Funny story about Jeslin. So my very first ever Company of Heroes 2 tournament. It was a 2v2 tournament. And we made it, I think we made it through like the first or second round. And then I had to play, I forget who his partner was. I think it was Jove. I had to play against Jeslin. And it was like a 7-minute 2v2 game. It was not close. So
oh yeah. Yeah, I think it's a pretty shocking realization when you realize just how good these players are.
Yeah.
And that can happen at any level, right? A player who's kind of new and just wants, let's say 1,000 elo, who plays against a 1,400 elo, the same thing will happen. You find out real quick that the things that are working for you don't work against all players.
Yeah.
And the key thing is just to try not to get too disheartened by it. If you have that experience in an auto match, generally it took me a little while to get this, but like I would realize that I would just kind of get demoralized and stop playing if I took a few losses in a row, especially against better players. But that's where the most valuable learning happens, honestly, when you're able to take some time, kind of dispassionately analyze your replay and go, okay, so I did this thing, that didn't work. What can I do next time? Or my opponent did this thing. How can I replicate that? That's the quickest.
Yeah, and sometimes
success is to imitate it.
I've been lucky enough to play against a couple of guys who not only outclassed me, but then were willing to sit down and like talk through it. Like, so we're in the game on Discord at the same time, and they're like, okay, you did this, I countered it this way, this is what you need to be doing. Actually, big shout out to Daniel D. He spent some time doing that with me, and then Orange Pest, and it made a big difference. I do want to point out here, it was making me laugh early. Macros microwaving the crap out of his Pioneers, throwing wire and sandbags down everywhere. Meanwhile, Jezelin just had his sappers standing on points. He's like, yeah, whatever, it's fine. So we'll see how it pans out. To Liberator and Blue, I too always rotate the map, but feedback from people viewing, because so many people use the default view, is that maintaining the default view as much as possible during the cast helps people understand where they are on the map just a little bit better. I do try to rotate to show larger engagements, and I always zoom out, but if you look at my earlier casts, they were all rotated. And it just, I like it that way, but not everyone likes it that way, so I've given into the pressure, and I don't rotate as much during casts.
Got another comment from Isaiah, following up on the Hellcat idea and whether or not USF feel worse. I think he's saying that Jackson feels better to use. It's like hard to feel like the Hellcat's in a good spot. The Jackson Code 2 was so much stronger, and I think that goes to for a lot of units that have analogs in Code 2. It's one of the things I think it makes it slightly tricky for Code 2, long-time Code 2 players to switch over quickly, is that they feel like their units are just a bit weaker. They kill things slower, they have less range. Like with the Jackson and the Hellcat, the Jackson can just like smash stuff from super long range. I think Jackson does even more damage, right? Probably does 200. So it's, and then they switch to Hellcat and they're like, what is this? This is, you know, just a worse version of the unit I like using. And I think that's tricky, but honestly, it makes for it. From what I think the general consensus from the top players is, it makes for a more balanced game at this level. And unlearning some of those things just takes some time, but I'd say it's worth doing.
Yeah, from a historical point of view, the Jackson had a 90mm gun, and the Hellcat is a 75, I think. So, like, it actually makes sense that it has longer range and better penetration, higher damage. But then also, and actually, like, this is something that, talking to some of the guys at Relic about this, it's really important, like, the balance of the game is not just about realism, but also about making it fun to play. And I think they've deliberately biased towards making this game more dynamic and mobile and sacrificing some of the stuff that might make it feel more realistic, but resulted in Code 2 feeling a little bit campy and defensive or very LMG heavy.
And especially in the current meta where we're seeing, I'll tune into a TV2 stream and I'll see a guy park 3 Pathfinders behind cover, and then, you know, that's it. This opponent can't do anything for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
It's pretty gross.
Yeah.
And all of those units in Code 2, I played a hell of a lot of Code 2, like far too much of it. Love the hell out of that game. But quite a lot of the things that made it feel so good also resulted in some pretty wonky matchmaking, or pretty wonky balancing.
Yeah. So just talk about the builds here real quick. Macros going 4 Grenadiers and Tier 1 Officers' Quarters. This is something I've seen a lot of these Gren heavy builds. I think I normally see them more against USF. I feel like they don't scale as well against the Brits, but the Grens in cover and at range still do a lot of damage.
Yeah, this is the timing where it gets a bit scary though. You've got multiple scope rifles on the Brit, on the sections. If anyone hasn't used these yet, that gives you, those rifles have plus 25 damage against units in cover. And because Brits have a flat damage trajectory, or a flat damage fall off, it means they do the same damage at max range as close. Yeah, those scope rifles hit really hard. And the Grens can't really now find a particularly effective engagement. So they're having to back off.
Yeah, so Macros has gone mechanized, he hasn't used any of his command points. Jezelin's gone armored, he's getting a Humber out. And he's gone the cheaper Sappers route. A Humber against 4 Grenadier squads, that feels dangerous to me. Like, it's just so easy to get Fausted down. I don't know.
It is, but he doesn't know his opponent isn't going breakthrough, for instance, so he doesn't know if he's going to end up getting sprint with the MP40s.
Yeah.
But I think Jeslin backs himself, and I think he backs his micro. And if he feels like the hump is going to cause us some issues, he can refund it with this battle group.
Yeah, the other thing is with all of these Grens on the field with Vet 1, as soon as they're out of combat, they can heal up. And so unless the Humber actually finishes some models off, it's not going to pose too many costs.
It's just going to sheepdog these Grens away from his resource points and prevent them from building cover or getting into more advantageous positions on the map. But it's probably not going to be able to get at this Stummel.
Yeah. And now Brit's going for the grenade package upgrade, which makes sense. They see the Stummel. This Stummel's tweaking out, trying to use the machine gun and failing. Every now and then I see like animation loops like that, and it's just a reminder of how hard it is to code a game like this. Oh, Stummel conversion hits. They're gonna throw the sticky and then probably run away, right? Yeah. The Pioneers are right there to repair. What's that?
Yeah, it's good to pick up the veterancy. I'm interested to see what Jeslin picks up next. There's
Nice
an AT gun
grenade. Did you see that grenade throw? Sorry.
Perfect, absolutely perfect timing. Because those don't have very big range.
No, not at all. Someone clip that, or I gotta go back and make. That was like the best grenade throw I think I've ever seen on a retreat path.
And you know, you can think, oh, it's only a couple of models. At this timing, that cutting that the income from Jeslin is really important.
Yeah. And Jeslin going for the infantry training, so I think he thinks his answer to the 4-Gren build is to make his infantry more durable, which I don't necessarily think is incorrect.
Yeah, but it's kind of interesting to see that without first just getting that
factory. Wow. Wow. Great
very
understanding.
Good awareness.
Yeah. I would
so
just
what I'm saying there is, we're thinking that Macross is going to do an attack ground, but Jeslin, instead of going direct with home, he halves to make sure the tree is a blocker, and that gets away. Really, really smart.
Yeah. No, weirdly, not on this map, but on Toronto coastline, there are some of these like hedgerows and packs of trees that you would think would be sight blockers that aren't. And so I've been a little frustrated in games that I've played when I think I'm behind a sight blocker, and then round comes through, and it's clearly not an attack round. I'm like,
oh, this is disgusting. Okay, there's a sniper coming from Macross, and you can see the army sizes. There's been no wipes, but the army sizes are just rapidly spiraling out of control because Jeslin's invested in upgrades, and Macross just keeps making stuff.
Yeah. And
slowly the map is just kind of...
It's just turning red. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Grenadiers...
quality versus quantity setup here.
Yeah, but the Grenadiers, from a quality perspective, I mean, these aren't the Grenadiers from 6 months ago. Like, they hang in there. They will eventually bleed models, but they can heal themselves. They do good damage at range. And without some sort of suppression, right, he's got the Humber, but the Humber's got to be careful now with the Stummel and the Pack 40.
At this point, we've got to be thinking, like, how is Jeslin going to get value out of this commander? And this is where I'm really biased, because I like Brit a lot. I think Armored Battle Group has been one of the better battle groups for a while, but I don't like it in its current state, and the reason is, this is a much more infantry-focused meta, and you can't necessarily... What you used to be able to do with Armored, you used to be able to just use a bunch of Boys AT sections, and you kind of fine. But the Boys AT really suck right now against infantry.
Yeah.
So you can't do that, which means you need to cover your AT with AT guns, and that puts you further behind with infantry. You have no...
Six-pounder picks up the Stummel.
So that's really interesting. He sees just Jeslin blobbing through the middle, and he just doesn't back up. Like, he kind of froze there.
And he saw the 6-pounder. Oh, the Humber is going to harass this Pack 40 with this one Gren squad. Oh, and then the flare to debuff it. Oh, that infantry section.
This should have been possible. I'm not sure how this worked out for him, but
wow,
just catches Macros a little bit split, I guess. And the sniper revealed and then had to sprint out of there.
Wow, that's a great engagement for Jesselyn. This is what I thought expected him to do.
Okay, yeah, and here's the power play, right? So now we see this battle group playing, coming into. This is like it's probably its peak.
Yep.
Scariness, right?
Yeah.
When the Crusader hits, this thing is way more expensive than it used to be. It's more CP. So the fact he was able to get it out at a sort of fairly advantageous map position is nice.
Yeah. Oh, Gren's volley on that 6-pounder, but it's going to be able to back out.
Yeah.
And Macros,
just looking at these battle groups, these two. So I keep interrupting.
No, you're good. You're good.
But if I look at these compositions, I think I'd still prefer Macros's right now.
Nice dodge on the rifle grenade. Yeah, Jesselin's going to be able to shove Macros all the way back into his base, and if he can take advantage of some of this fuel income and get a second Crusader out, double pack 40s now for Macros, which are powerful, but 2 Crusaders well microed, which Jesselin has shown he can do, are just going to run circles around them.
And this is where, as a weaker player, I would probably capitulate a little bit and just build a Stug. Because I feel under pressure. But I feel like Macros isn't going to do that. I feel like he's going to go for tier 4 because he has a bunch of fuel.
Yeah, he's floating a ton of resources. Yeah, he could go tier 4. He could unlock the Panther now. And then rely on the massive infantry and potentially, you know, a Stug D with Stas Troop and call in later to help manage some of the rifle sections.
Yeah.
So these AT guns, oh my gosh, the recce sections just...
That's an underrated quality of sections, is how good they are at smacking up team weapons from max range.
Yeah. Oof. And
These friends are really vetted right now.
Yeah, Sniper actually is also doing a great amount of work. And it's kind of a shame. This Crusader just has not had the impact that you would want to see with all that investment.
The enemy have taken our territory.
Yeah, 3 kills. Halfway to vet 1. 80 fuel investment? I'm not sure about that. He can, however, trade it in with his battle group. I don't know if he's going to do that because it will cost some CP in the other tree.
Yeah.
But at this point, I would trade it in and just go tier 3. Because it's going to take him a really long time to take up otherwise.
Yeah, and playing for the Black Prince and trying to beat Panthers with a... Now, Macros hasn't given him any indicator that he's mechanized, so he doesn't know that Panthers could potentially come.
No, and that's smart, really smart from Macros. Like, just, if you don't need to reveal it, don't reveal it. Because Justin could believe right now that he's Luftwaffe. He could be thinking... You know.
Well, and if you lure Jesselin into maybe playing, trying to skip tier 3 or what I call tier 4, right, and just play Crusaders into Black Prince, you'll end up smoking him in the late game because he just won't have the armor to counter some of the heavier stuff that you can get out.
The enemy has claimed our sector.
I think the Black Prince is not in a great spot right now, in my opinion. Like, it's just too slow. It takes especially in a 1v1, just takes forever to move around the map.
Yeah, it's not brilliant. I think it can be okay against the Panther, if it's properly supported. I think what's really interesting on this map is, when we loaded in, I was really expecting to see Jesselin go infantry and to use the heavy mortar, because I'm seeing a lot of people using the heavy mortar on this map. It's always been good. Back in the CoH2 days, it was amazing on this map. But to be fair, Macros just didn't. Maybe they know each other quite well. Macros not playing with an early MG, so the mortar use might have been a bit curtailed. And yeah, so I think this is just an example of where potentially player knowledge is coming in here, because I wouldn't necessarily say that these strategies being employed by both players are optimal against all players, but they're kind of they're working well against each other right now.
That's fair, and that's a good point. Like, I'm not at the point where I know, other than I know Floofy Dog likes to play with Aussies, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not at the point where I see a player, I'm like, okay, he's going to do this thing.
But it's also just like, it's because this is a great game to play with friends, a lot of people can just like play in their own bubble and then kind of get stomped by particular strategies or do well with particular strategies against their sort of teammates and go and get a very different idea of what's effective.
Yeah. It's funny, I routinely get stomped by coastals.
Yes.
And it just blows my mind and frustrates me to no end. Oh, the pin shot from the sniper to let the Pioneers get in. I like that play. Now, so Jesselin's built his tier 4, so he can get another Crusader. It depends. If he sees this P4, he's probably going to go Crusader 2 or Crusader 3. Which with the AT gun support would do fine against a P4.
I think the longer this game goes on, the lifespan of this game goes on, I think this wear sniper is going to become more of a problem. I think it's, in terms of its offensive output, it's one of the scariest sniper variants that's ever been in Code 2, or in Code.
Yeah.
The pin shot, the fact you can buy vet for it, it's got sticky camo, and it's instant action that doesn't even have a sniper. So.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people think a sniper is a great way to counter Brits. Just because the instant model drop, one, it helps totally shape other infantry engagements, and then the manpower bleed you put on them. I mean, you see how small his army is.
Yeah.
That additional manpower bleed is really painful.
Yeah, and I mean, in theory, the counter to this is flaring it and hitting it with the indirect or something, but in reality, your infantry is pretty slow, and if you've gone for a more mechanized build, then you kind of need to be able to pry apart Macross's infantry a bit better, so you can get a sniper. That's certainly easier said than done.
Macros taking really good map control here. And this sniper is just doing work. Oh, Panzer Grenadier is out. Okay. That's an interesting choice. I mean, this is pretty late in the game for them, and he doesn't have the tier 3 veterancy upgrade. Alright, so Jesselin's unlocked the Black Prince, and he's just sitting on a ton of resources. He's refitting his Crusader.
Yeah, so at this point with the refit Crusader, Macross has like double the army composition, or double army population.
Yeah. Yeah, but
which isn't really fair, because Jeselin has 200 fuel, and a Black Prince. But again, like, this is going to do some really heavy lifting.
And this map might be better than most because of how shallow it is. Allowing the Black Prince to like lock down one part of the map. But it's so slow, and then because the map's so wide, it can potentially get flanked. I don't know how it's gonna fare here. Macros also now hasn't touched his CPs in a minute.
Yeah. It's just a very inefficient build from Jesselin. He's a much better player than me. We'll see if he's able to pull this off. There's just a bunch of issues with it. So, one is he's built so few. He's built 3 sections, which isn't like a small amount of sections, but
yeah.
When you have no all-in infantry and you're up against 4 Grens, a sniper, and a P-Gren, like that's not enough.
Yeah.
You've got to find some other way to get map pressure.
Pack 40 frontally penetrates the Black Prince.
Yeah. And they'll continue to do that, especially when they get the Vet 1, because when they pop out of camo, they're going to get plus 50% pen.
Yeah. Which, like, I'm okay with that, but, like, without that penetration bonus, just, like, I don't know. I feel like the frontal armor on medium and heavy tanks in this game needs to be buffed. Just
the only risk that Macross has is that he built this P4 and it's totally useless.
Yeah. And he can't refit it because he's not British. Oh, sappers go down to grenadiers.
Yeah, he doesn't need this. It's gonna microtext him, and it can't pen Black Prince very easily. So a little bit of a. I think he was kind of feeling himself. He was maybe thinking closing out the game. Maybe he thought that Jeslin wasn't as close, didn't have as many CP as he did, but it slowed down his Panther by quite a bit.
Yeah. He's got enough for the Panther. He's unlocked it. He's chosen to call in, which I suppose honestly it makes sense for Vert because there's no change in the cost, right? It's not like Armored for US where you can get the War Machine. And then if something happens to your tier 4 building, which is not unheard of, you can still call it in. So that choice makes sense to me. He just has to float some command points, which he doesn't need the STGs on Stas troop in, right? So probably okay.
Could do with picking his spotting scopes though. That would be sensible.
Yeah. That'll definitely help, especially with this Black Prince out there. But like, this is the issue. That Black Prince is going to take a minute to move back to the middle if it needs to. Which is funny because as it vets up, its turret traverse becomes insanely fast.
Yeah, but he did go with the. If we look at this rigorous vehicle training, so this Black Prince's veterancy is going to be slightly slowed down compared to the insane rate that you're able to get with this on.
Yeah.
Feels like it gets to vet 3 with 1 kill.
Sappers find the mine. Sniper P4 started. Oh, well, that's one way to clear a mine. Black Prince just knocks it out.
Black Prince has given Jeslin an enormous tempo advantage compared to where he was.
True.
But we're just waiting for this Panther to shift that all around because it will completely curtail.
Yeah. And Black Prince shows its rear armor to the Pack 40s, but then bounces a couple shots. Oh, the P-Grans just eat around from it. Just need some headache medication there. Now Panther's on the field. Spotting scopes unlocked. Macro's going to keep the pressure on. It looks like he's going to get a triple cap here. No, he's not going to finish the center, but still, a double cap is better than a 2-to-1, right? Pretty significantly. By 100%.
Running up the middle of the field now.
Yeah. Now, parking the P4 over here to help and maintain this cap, I think, is really smart. That might be the best use of the P4 at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. AT gun's a little bit idle right now.
Yeah.
But Macro's setting up for the pincer on the Black Prince.
Oh, wow. Black Prince just bounces the first Panther shot.
On the side armor.
Yeah. Ironically, the gun in the Panther is the same as the Pack 40. So, historically anyway, not in the game, to be clear.
Yeah, he kind of wants to get that one online.
Yeah. Once the Panther has
Although
that
that's
one...
I get a little bit confused with the command tank from the CoH3. So it doesn't give you any pen. It just makes things easier to hit. And the Black Prince is fairly easy to hit already, being the size that it is. I think underrated. Oh, like a slight issue with the Black Prince also is the model shape. So it gets side armor penned all the time because it's such a long
side armor,
slender, slender rectangle. As opposed to the Tiger.
Well, to be fair, we did beg Relic for a side armor mechanic. So we can't have our cake and eat it too when they're like, no, Relic, what we need is front side armor, rear side armor, turret armor, and top armor as well. No, I'm just kidding. You guys are busy enough. Alright, P4 on the flank. 6-pounders are going to rotate to face the P4 here. Nice volley.
I feel like this is the first time I've ever seen this map, and this is 0 indirect fire at all. And it makes these engagements super weird. Like, both these players are playing like they're playing CoH3, but they've just had their indirect options just removed.
Well, and Macros had the CPs to unlock the Vespa. Instead, he's gone for the STGs on the Stas.
Okay, we've got a 0 barrage unlocked and available for Macros.
Yeah, the only thing I think is really going to be effective against are those 6-pounders, which he's got to catch them in a position.
Yeah, I think he's just waiting. He's going to take these side points. He's going to force Jeslin to commit to one side.
Oh my gosh, these sappers could go down the Grens here. They're just the guy's standing there with his minesweeper in his hand. He finally runs away. Matilda out now as well. That is a scary proposition. That's Gren squad smoked.
Not the end of the world for Macros because it frees up population.
No, he's doing just fine. Now we see the tier. Oh, it's the tier 3 vet that Macros is upgrading. Oh, there's the zeroing Artie.
That's what he wants to do, but he's done it at a weird timing where none of his other units are in a position to follow up.
Oh, Jezelin looks like he's just going to dodge it in time. No!
Macros just lost a beacon on the side, maybe.
One of the 6-pounders
Yep.
gets knocked out. Panzergens die on retreat. Jezelin's going to immediately recruit the 6-pounder. So no permanent damage there.
So not a brilliant trade from Macros, but again, not terrible either.
Oh, the sympathetic mine detonation suppresses the Grenadiers. Oh my goodness, that hit. Oh, but neither tank gets another shot off. Pack 40's volleying in on the Matilda. Jezelin down to 100 VPs.
Yeah, the second Panther's going to be coming out soon.
Yeah, I feel like Jezelin from like an army composition point of view, at least in his tanks, is doing okay right now, but he's got to relieve this VP pressure.
Macros, he didn't back up far enough. The recon RT is still landing on him. He's out.
Oh, P4 could go down here. Is that that's the recon?
Very good use of smoke.
Oh yeah, it gets away. Pack 40s start to kind of wander forward. They come back. Oh, the Black Prince is snared. With the engine crit. Gren's on the flank. Oh man.
So
They're not going home. They flanked too deep.
So it feels like Macros has been throwing the kitchen sink at Jezelin to try and finish this game, and I don't know why. Like, really felt like he was more under pressure than he maybe was. This is for the first time the army values are about to stabilize, and now he's in a bit of a weird spot where he has no infantry. He has 2 Grans
Yeah.
because he was diving a Black Prince and a Matilda with a P-Gran. And
Yeah.
trying to flank the entire infantry pub with the Grans. Like, just a little bit of a lack of patience here from, again, Macros has played this so well up to this point, but this is what Jezelin does. He's so experienced. Doesn't matter how bad the early game is going for him, he's gonna stick in there and just keep making good decisions.
I mean, yeah, this is Macros had him. You know, 56